Hi students, we've made it to week 3 and I am counting down to the first cutoff on January 31st. Now this is a very exciting day as a lobbyist because truly so many bills will stop moving forward in the legislative process. So not only are folks really anxious, but also our brains are just really tired from all of the issues that we have to constantly think about. Both HB 2049 and SB 5846 are facing the fiscal committees as part of their journey to become law. So what happens in a fiscal committee that makes it different from a policy committee? Well, as you heard from Ms. Paulson, the legislature really cares about how much a bill would cost to implement in the real world. Fiscal committees only want to hear about the cost implications, and I have definitely seen people cut off if they testify on policy aspects instead of costs. It's not a good look. So this year, HB 2049 is the most expensive of the 3 bills we're tracking, but SB 5846 also needs a decent chunk of money for implementation. So one thing fiscal committees love to do is to add a null and void clause if there isn't one already written into the bill. And for some reason, this is especially a thing in House appropriations. Remember, if a bill isn't funded in the operating budget, the state agency can't implement it. So these null and void clauses are sort of a reminder to budget writers and the bill sponsors to make sure that the appropriate budget provisos are in place. Our third bill, SB 5884 from Senator Trudeau, got to skip the fiscal committee because it doesn't cost anything to implement, so it went straight to the Rules Committee. Now, the Rules Committee is a gatekeeper. Bills have to be pulled from rules before they can be considered for floor action, and you would not believe all of the orchestration that has to happen behind the scenes when there's a Rules Committee meeting. Generally, legislators aren't really supposed to pull their own bills. I mean, some will, but you're kind of not supposed to. So that means you have to get someone else to pull the bill for you. And that means anyone on the Rules Committee not only gets requests from advocates and lobbyists, but also from other legislators. And legislators also have to coordinate who is pulling which bill, because everyone takes a turn saying which bill they want to pull. So think of it like selecting individual cards that are all laid out face up. Maybe you really want the ace of spades, but someone else took it before it was your turn, so you need a backup option to go to. Also, the Rules Committee meets whenever the majority party decides it should meet. And this is a total nightmare for scheduling because it's always on short notice. We actually saw SB 5884 pulled out of rules and placed on second reading. So it is technically now eligible for floor action. And we'll be waiting to see that voted on and passed over to the House before the next cutoff dates kick in. I hope that gives you some insights on what happens behind the scenes at this stage in the legislative process. Week 4 will bring our first cutoff date for policy committees on January 31st. After that, only the fiscal committees will be meeting, and they have until February 5th to keep bills moving forward. So keep watching TVW and keep sending those questions on the Capital Classroom Plus platform. See you next time.